today's YouTube video is going to be very chill. We just got back from the gym, very relaxing, and I just want to chat with y'all. I did a frequently asked questions over on my Instagram, and yes, I know I did it 2 months ago, but y'all, it's been a lot going on. So if you are not already following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram so you can join the party. But I did tell you guys to ask me anything. It could be business or it could be personal. Just load me up with questions, and y'all did just that because we got 22. We got 22 questions, but don't worry, I am not going to sit here and answer all 22. Okay, we picked 8 of the best ones. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. If you're new here, I'm Cheri, owner of Cheri Cobb Creative, a concierge marketing and growth company, and we work with aesthetic clinic owners to help them not only attract quality clients, but make sure they keep coming back. So let's go ahead and just get into number 1, shall we? What is the fastest way to grow revenue without constantly running discounts or specials? And I started with this one intentionally because I need to go ahead and rewire, I can never say that, your brain before we get further into these questions. There is no quick way. There is no fast way. Actually, there is. And we're going to talk a little bit about this later. But paid advertisement. You have to pay to play. And no, I'm not talking about $5 Google ads. I'm not talking about boost and post. You have to put money up front if you want to go that route of building, clientele. That is not what I recommend, but if you're looking for some sort of instant gratification, that is what I would suggest. And again, I do not recommend, and we'll talk more about that later. So basically, in short, there's no fast way. The best way is to build real connections. Treat your followers like actual humans and not just like a walking billboard of selling and promoting your services. Because when you create connections, you spike emotion. And when people buy, it's especially aesthetic treatments, it is not based on logic. It's based on emotion. So the more emotions you can spark in someone, the more you'll see your sales go up. So build connections, make people feel seen, make them feel heard, make them feel like they're a part of a bigger entity because people want that connection right now. I'm people. I love to made feel like I'm a part of something. I love to watch other people's journey. And the second you allow people into your world and your journey, you will start to see your sales and revenue increase. When people trust you, they pay your prices without blinking an eye. And most importantly, if you deliver on the results, which I know you will because you're so good at what you do, they're going to refer their friends and they're going to refer their families. So just think about it like this. Talk less about your treatments. Build more connections. Treat people like humans instead of walking ATM machines. And they'll treat your business like one that they value and they trust, and they don't blink their eye at your prices. I really would like to start working with influencers, but I'm so scared. My fear is they will receive the services and I'll never hear from them again. And that, my friend, is a very legitimate fear. I'm actually happy that you feel that way because then that will make you be more selective about, working with different influencers. So this is what the advice that I would give you. The first thing is, if you already have an established clientele, run a report in your EHR of your top spenders. Narrow it down to maybe about 5 or 6. Then you want to go stalk their social medias and see, do they post consistently? Do they receive engagement? Did they purchase fake followers? The people that are in their comment section, is it people who actually live in that city? Check for all that. And then once you have narrowed that list down, those are the people that I would work with because they have already proven that they will spend with you. They're already happy clients and they have the social proof, right? Now, if you don't have an established clientele or you don't really have a lot of top spenders, then just cut that part out. Next, just go stalk their social medias and see, what are they doing? Are they good representations of your business? Do they post consistently? Have they purchased fake followers? What are their comment section look like? Do they get on stories? Or, it's a good one, are they already partnering with another practice in the area who offers similar services as you do? And obviously, if they do, then the answer is a hard no. It should be a hard pass immediately. But if you find someone that checks off all of those boxes, those are the types of people that you want to work with. It's usually not the ones that are inboxing you saying, hey, do you want to give me free services if I come in and promote? Treat the whole process like a business. Take it serious, and then they will take it serious. And I also created a influencer marketing agreement. It's a free template. I have it linked on my website. I'll link it down below of this video. Go download it, because this will help protect your brand. It will also make sure both parties are clear on their deliverables. They know what to expect from you, and you know what you can expect from them, and everybody is satisfied. And again, that is a free download. I will link that down below. How can I tell if my marketing company is, I always get this question, how can I tell if my marketing company is actually helping me grow, or are they just posting pretty pictures? Now, this is a very great question, and honestly, I wish more providers would ask questions like this before they just start working with a marketing company. There's a big difference between growth marketing and vanity metrics. Vanity metrics usually feed your ego, like likes, followers, views, shares, and they look very good on the surface, but they don't pay your bills. Again, they just feed your ego. Now, growth marketing is about measurable results. If you can track it and you can measure it, you can improve it. So, are your sales growing up? Not growing up. Are your sales going up? Is your revenue increasing? Are new patients actually booking, and are existing patients coming back? If the answer is no, then your marketing company is not growing you. They are just decorating your feed and making it look pretty. I'm sorry to say it, but it is what it is. And I also talked about this in a few videos down. I'll make sure I link it here. 4 questions that every aesthetic practice should be asking their marketing company to make sure they are set up for Q4, and also to make sure you're investing in marketing that's moving the needle and not just feeding your ego. So again, go watch that video, and if you have any questions, again, y'all ask them in the comments down below, because I want this to be more of a conversation, not just me talking to you. What made you get into this industry, and how long did it take you to get a marketing degree? This is a loaded question. Okay, so first off, I love how everybody always thinks that you have to have a marketing degree to do this. In fact, I have lots of friends that have marketing degrees, and not only do I make a lot more money than them, but I know a lot more than them. Marketing does not teach you the things that I know and I implement with my clients. But what does is psychology. Now, my degree is right over there. I should have got it for a prop. I'll show y'all later. Maybe I'll insert a photo. I have a degree in psychology. That is what I went to school for. So I know human behavior. I know buying behavior. I know the fundamentals of psychology and the things that get people to buy. And I'm telling y'all, it is emotion. And this is why I'm so big on, it's not about your treatments, it's not about your services, it is about you. And the ones who understand that, they are booming right now. And the ones that are still getting on the internet talking about their FDA cleared device and pushing sales and discounts, they're struggling right now, because people do not want to be sold to. People want connection. People want to be involved. People want to be seen. They want to be heard. I know I was going off there for a minute. So that's the first part. No marketing degree. We have a psychology degree. And the second part to that question, what made me get in this industry? So for those of you who don't know, before I started my marketing and growth company, I worked as a medical biller. I actually worked for a lot of different specialties, and I did a lot of different positions. But my main thing most people know me for in my hometown is medical billing. I was the one that was fighting with the insurance companies, trying to get claims approved, trying to get denials approved, basically getting them paid. And that is where my interest started for what I do now. Obviously, over time, medical insurance, dental insurance, all of that has changed. And it started to become more of a hassle to me than anything. I loved working with doctors. I loved to work with just any medical provider, but I was just despising my job. I hated going to work every day. I hated getting on the phone with those insurance companies and they playing these little games. I just couldn't stand it no more. And then I also, a part of me didn't want to continue going to work for somebody else to make them rich when I know I could do the same thing on my own minus the middleman. So that's where this interest came. I've always loved healthcare. I always loved patients. Particularly, I've always loved like the aesthetics, the plastic side of things, or cosmetic, if you will. I myself had a lot of work done. I talked about that before, from lipo to cool sculpting, just all sorts of things. And I still get the treatments done now because I just love it and I love the transformation. So that is kind of how I got started. The typical, I was working a 9 to 5. I no longer wanted to be there. I knew I was made for more. I knew that I should be doing more. And I took the leap out on faith and I did more. And here we are. And I thank God each and every day because this is my purpose. And I know I'm supposed to be here. And I just know for a fact that there are bigger and better things to come that have my name written all over it. Number 5. What's the biggest waste of money you see practices doing with their marketing? Now, this is going to piggyback off of number 1, and that is paid ads before systems. There is this big misconception out there, and I think it comes from these like ad companies and marketing companies, and they say the second you open your doors, you need to be running paid ads. And that is so far from the truth. And the reason why is because, again, you have to understand buyers' behavior. And especially now in this day and age, because there's so many like fraudulent providers. Every time you get on TikTok, you see a story about some non-licensed provider going to jail because they were doing this in the shed or this in the backyard. So it just makes patients extra skeptical. And they're doing their homework. So they see your ad and they still go to your social media. They see your ad and they still go to your website because they want to learn more. Now that they clicked on your ad, they went to your website that was very misleading, and there's no About Us page. There's nothing that pulls them in. Or they go to your social media and again, you lose that trust. Now, ad spend is going down the drain because they're not going to book with you. Or another thing that I see is that you invest a lot of money in paid ads, but then you don't have systems set up to capture the interested leads, meaning that your funnel is probably not set up properly. So when that person clicks on your ad, where are they going? What are they doing? Is the system capturing their information? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. Another big mistake that I see, social media before SEO. Social media, again, it's an ego boost. We all love social media, but as an aesthetic practice owner, you want to focus more on SEO, that is search engine optimization. Your goal is to make sure when an interested client sits down at their computer and they get on Google, Yahoo, Bing, whatever, and they type in, who does the best lip filler near me? How can I clear my hyperpigmentation in Aspen, Colorado? The goal is to make sure your account shows up. And yes, this can happen without running paid ads because we do it. We implement it for our clients. We have very few accounts that we run ads for. I'm just not really a big supporter of paid ads unless you have an established organic presence. If your organic presence is established and it's already converting, then ads will complement what you're currently doing. But so many people focus on social media where the intent of people on social is different because, again, they're there to just mindlessly scroll. They want to be entertained. They're not necessarily in the mind space to buy. When somebody is getting on Google searching for the services that you offer, they are already ready to pull out their wallet and give you all of their money. But if your systems are not set up properly, they're never going to find you. Yet alone, they won't even know how to book an appointment. Systems before paid ads and SEO before social media. Take that with you. Whew. That was a loaded question too. 6. Did you really have a kid at 16 years old? You don't look like you're old enough to have a 18-year-old. Okay, yes. So this person did their homework. They must know. They really know about me. So yes, I had a son at 16 years old. I was a baby raising a baby. My son is now 18. I am 35. Why couldn't I think of my age? That's scary. I will be 36 in December. So yes, I had my son at a very young age. His name is Deshaun. For those of you who have been around for a while, you've seen him on my social platforms. Deshaun is literally my best friend. I love him so much. I'm pretty sure he won't watch this video, but having a child at such a young age, it was very hard. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't hard in a sense I didn't really have a village. I didn't have support because a lot of you know I had my parents here the whole way through, but it was difficult because I felt like I just didn't have the fundamentals of being a mom, which I didn't because I was 16 years old. So I made a lot of mistakes. To be 100% honest with you, my child is not even talking to me right now. Just typical parenting things. It's hard to find that balance between being their friend and being their parent. And that is just honestly something that I struggle with and I still do struggle with. And then it's like, you decide to finally be a parent and put your big girl panties on, and then they just don't like it. So I've made tons of mistakes raising my child. I don't even have the words for it. But bottom line, yes, I had a child at 16 years old. He is 18 now. My number one goal was to get that boy to graduate high school, and we successfully did that. All right, number 7. How do I attract higher paying clients instead of deal hunters? All right. So high paying clients, y'all, they don't just show up for the cheapest price. They show up for value, experience, and trust. And if all you ever do is promote discounts and deals and promotions, then you're basically training your people to see you as a bargain shop. You're teaching them to shop by price first versus value. Now, the real shift happens when you stop selling treatments and you start selling transformations. This means showing your why and your approach. Show your expertise. Share the patient experience, because with each one, they are different. And let me tell you something about high-paying clients. They pay attention to details. They pay attention to your branding, your follow-up, your expertise. They pay attention to all of that. When you create an experience that feels premium, you attract clients that are willing to invest without even blinking an eye. Not the ones that are just there to shop around. So in short, to answer that question, it is all how you show up online. Your branding, your website, your content. If your content, like clients know, especially high paying, sophisticated clients, they know if you're just trying to DIY your content. They know if you just been went in Canva and threw something together and threw it up on the internet. They know. And if you are not willing to invest in your business, then you can't expect clients to invest in your business. Number 8, how do I know if my practice is ready to hit consistent 30K days? All right, so consistent 30K days, they do not just happen by accident. They happen when your practice has the right foundation. And here are the things that I look for, okay? You already have a steady patient base. You're not just chasing new people every week. You offer high value services that can turn into bigger treatment plans. Your systems are tight. Your consultations are converting. Follow-up actually happens, and your leads are not falling through the cracks. And most importantly, you're positioned for premium prices instead of discounts. Now, if all those boxes check off the list, then you, my friend, are closer than you think. And because I get this question all the time, I put together a guide called 30K Aesthetic Days. It's a free blueprint that will walk you through step by step, where I share the exact strategies that we use with our current clients to create predictable high revenue days. Now, the The link is in the description. Make sure you grab it before you go, and grab it before you start planning another discount, sale, promotion, or you waste money on paid ads. All right, so very quick. I hope I answered your questions. Again, if you're not already following me on Instagram, go do so. Send me a message in the DM. Say, hey, Cheri, I love your video. I have a question now, and I will make sure I answer your question on the next round of frequently asked questions. Thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.